Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry, I'm literally picking up where I left off. For me, about 10 minutes has passed. I've had to think about what I want to do. Probably what I should have done in the first place, given my fuel situation. I am going to see if... I've never actually done this before. It'll be interesting. I'm going to see if I can get this Chevy in the back of this Fleet Star. So legs down. I've seen thumbnails of other people doing this. So does that actually... that is actually a central hook. That's the thing I wasn't sure about, is whether or not there would be somewhere to connect to that would balance the vehicle, but obviously there is. Bring it in a little bit. I need to get it close enough that I can lift it to then swing it around without bashing my Fleet Star to bits. Put this in the back, recover it, mainly for fuel reasons. No, don't be doing that. That's a bit antisocial. Pull that in. No. Let go of that winch. So my stabilisation legs didn't stabilise me as much as I might have hoped then. Which is not really surprising given that I'm on pretty soggy terrain, but redeploy my stabilisation legs. That one on the left looks a bit bent, doesn't it? It's not my imagination, that is it? Maybe that's a factor of a bit of body damage. So I don't want to be swinging this thing out too far. Maybe pick the back up. And tow the back up, bring the back around to get it a bit closer, and then pick it up. Try that. That isn't spinning the way that I intended to. I'm doing... Oh well. Just need to get it in the back, and it would probably pack from here, to be honest, but it's not caught anything, is it? It just doesn't want to... It's not actually touching anything, but it doesn't want to rotate very fast. That'll do. Right. So. Restore the crane. It's not giving me an option. I expected it to give me an option to pack the truck the way that it does when you put it onto a flatbed. Maybe it's actually slightly too long. But anyway, so it settled down enough. It must have been not quite in enough to pack, but it's settled down enough now that it's packed. So it's going to be low ratio. It is going to make this couple of areas where there's a tip hazard more hazardous. Because look at how heavy, how top heavy it is. I could end up having to do a rescue of my rescue, but it'll be a bit of fun. So as close to this tree as I can manage to try and avoid tipping completely to my right. Is there anything I can use? There's only that one little tree. So that's always been the hazard for me here, is that there's nothing on this side of the vehicle to attach to. But I haven't actually tipped, so it's kind of a case of whether I can move enough to get back on my wheels. And maybe an option there is to quite aggressively use my crane to stabilize me. And then with the crane out, can I drive forward enough? And then I need to get the crane restored. Pack the truck. There, look. That's legitimate. I imagine if you were like you owned a trucking company and there was a bit of secret mobile phone footage, some hiker snapped some footage of your driver doing that maneuver. I don't think your driver would be employed for very long. This is more dangerous because this is a roll down the cliff if I get this wrong. But at least here I should have the option of taking a line off the side. That's not big enough though, is it? Can I winch to a tree? That looks like that's on a fairly substantial tree, so I'm just going to use it to slingshot myself around this corner. But give me a safety option, apart from bashing my engine. But that's got me past the worst tip hazard. It's using a lot of fuel though. That's more fun than just paying 2,000 to recover it. I had in a earlier phase of this playthrough thought I could recover this truck, this Chevy, back to the garage, outfit it with some upgrades, including chain tires, and then take it to Alaska so that I've got one scout here, one scout in Alaska. But I think I'm better off just selling it, having the money for other purposes, and probably don't even need to take a scout myself to Alaska because there's a Humvee there. And if I get there and pick up the Hummer, I can upgrade that and use that as my Alaska scout. So at the moment I'm minded to just get this back, sell it, and not worry about having a second one. It doesn't seem a lot of point. If I was going to have a, if it was a different type of scout that I liked, then maybe, but engine off, I just, looking at my fuel situation, I just had a thought. There is some in the Chevy, so I'll take the 62 out of the Chevy because I'm taking it straight back to the garage to sell. That leaves me with 89 in the Fleet Star, so I won't fill up here. I thought I might just pay to fill up here, but I've got enough to get to the garage and down to my fuel tanker, and I'm going to have to think about what I do with fuel. For this map. Because we got a lot of work to do in this map still, and my fuel situation is getting pretty dire, really. There we go. So that's how we recover it and save 2,000. And I quite enjoy doing that. I've not carried a vehicle in the back of a truck before. I don't know whether if I change to it, I better unpack it, hadn't I? And then change to it. Can I then put it in the garage front? Yeah, I can. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna retain it, and so it's only worth 5,600 to me, because of the 50% loss that you get on hard mode. But I think that's a better option than paying to upgrade it. Money's not doing too bad, climbing up. Right, what's next? So I've got 2 deliveries to make in this map to the quarry. For a main contract. So let's do that, because I'm here with the Fleet Star, which is a vehicle I would use for it anyway. It means 2 descents into the quarry. I could pick this up and use these service parts and take a trailer down into the quarry. Or I could do 2 trips. Let's do the trailer option. Bit of variety, a bit more fun. So on the map, back into the Fleet Star. Lights on. Down to the resupply zone area where we can grab a concrete slab and refuel. So what I'm not sure about is whether the parts, these parts that we're delivering to the quarry, whether that would enable the quarry to then manufacture something else that we need for other tasks. Because I know that Lumber Mill Revival would have allowed us to use the lumber mill on Island Lake to fix the bridges on Island Lake. And I chose not to do it that way. What I'm not sure about is whether this is a similar thing, that finishing the quarry allows you to pick stuff up at the quarry that can be used for other things. Restore, pack. Gonna grab a bit of fuel, but we are getting pretty dire fuel down here now. Yeah, just 73 litres. So we can't fill up the big trucks anymore from this fuel carrier. Need to do something with it. It's quite a trek, mind. Maybe 2 trips would have been quicker. Right, so there we go. Let's try and use the winch to move the trailer. Into a better position so I don't have to reverse it. That'll do. That's alright. Should be able to hook up to that no problem now. Pretty sure that, yeah, both cargoes are packed, I think. Let's just double check that. Yeah, both cargoes packed. Right, so back to the quarry. Partly here I'm kind of practicing for what I expect to be more difficult loads in and out of this quarry in future tasks. And maybe not this instance of the quarry, but I believe from what I've seen of other people's content, I believe this quarry model as a template is used on other maps, and you do have some fairly big cargo to take in and out. So I'm just kind of exploring options for getting in and out of it safely. So that's quite steep. I think I'm probably better off keeping left here, keeping right here, I think. No. 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 No, 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 no. So much for that. So, looking at the terrain, I thought that if I kept to the right, I would be better off than... But maybe both of those options would have tipped me. There's not really any other route. I would have wanted to come down there. Maybe off the track and hugging the trees would have been a better route. Right. What do we do now? How do we recover this? The White Western Star is the obvious option. Drop its trailer. Right, don't roll the White Western Star, because that would be bad. I'm in all-wheel drive. So perhaps, for future reference, this route would have been safer for coming in with a cargo. But anyway. There's also a fairly substantial tree there that I could have hooked onto. So it's a bit silly, really. Let's just make sure I'm in low with my diff lock on. All drive is on. Let's get the winch on. Probably should have detached the trailer. Yeah, because the trailer's just pulling it back. Let's jump into the Fleet Star, detach the trailer, and jump back. And do that again. And then separately get the trailer back down on its wheels. And then somehow we got to get the cargo back on them. Hmm. Try and find a safe line to get the cargo on. That's probably not it. We'll be falling down the next bit. Crane mode. Swing it around this side and try and get it. Get the legs down. See if I can drag that concrete block close enough to lift it into my flatbed. Then worry about the service part separately. It would probably be safer to deliver the concrete slab and then come back and get these two service parts. That would probably be what a sensible person would do. Yeah. I'm not that person. So I'm going to see if I can safely maneuver the White Western Star to use its crane to load the service parts. I'm at a bit of a tilt, but let's just see. Legs down. So far so good. Now jump back into the fleet star and see if we can complete the task without rolling it over again on the way into this quarry. So we'll see. All-wheel drive, I'm going to take it into low all the way. Tell you what, it'd be a good idea if I packed the cargo, wouldn't it? Right. See, this is quite a slopey bit of ground, isn't it? This is quite a slopey bit of terrain. So we've just tipped. Managed to save the truck from going. And that is one of the reasons that I prefer the sideboard bed over the flatbed, is that although that cargo unpacked itself, it didn't slide off the vehicle, but we've just thrown the two service parts down into the quarry. So the trailer was definitely a mistake. And so the route was a mistake as well. But it's all a good learning exercise. Do you know what I'm going to do though? I'm just going to dump this trailer here. And then push on with getting the delivery done. Because we're going to pick them up anyway. I may as well deliver this slab and then get myself on that ramp where I dropped the service parts. Yeah, there's nothing to winch yourself to if you start slipping here. Although it's not what I intended, I'm going to turn it around here and go the way that because this is the route that we went last time we did a delivery without a trailer. The cargo's unpacked again, isn't it? No, it says it's packed. Doesn't seem like it. Like it's moving around and making noise, but. Right, so that's the slab done. Now we just got to go and recover those two bits of service parts, which are probably, let's get rid of all of these. Yeah, they are on that ramp, that same ramp. So we'll just follow our noses now. Out this ramp. That'll take us straight past them. Right. Added a fair bit of time to the episode, but it was entertaining for me. It's been a while since I've rolled a truck that badly, really. I think. Unload. Unload. Done. Work, road, sweat. Not bad money. Yeah, not too bad. So, let's just have a quick recap of where we are. We've got quite a lot of side tasks to do. Main task-wise, we've now got... So, fuel order is a new one to us. Deliver to the... So, fuel order. Deliver 2 cargo containers to the warehouse. And do you know what? I'm glad I checked. Because that's these 2 cargo containers. The question is, can the Fleet Star pull that trailer out of this hole? I have my doubts. But we're going to give it a go. What's my fuel like? Not brilliant, but the White Western Star is nearby. So I can steal some fuel from that if I need to. Or even swap trucks and use the White Western Star to pull us out. Because I think it's got a bit more power to weight ratio. But yeah, this is what we needed. I had a feeling that there was an contract that we hadn't unlocked yet that would require this trailer, because why else would it be here? So let's see if we can get that one out. I'm not going to mess around, I'm just going to stick it straight into low crawler gear. So I've got access to div lock if and when I need it. So one thing that might drive me to go to Alaska earlier than I am currently planning to do it is that I think the more powerful engine for the Fleet Star and the White Western Star is in Alaska. So depending on where that is, that upgrade could make the rest of Michigan easier. So that's the shortest route. If I could turn around and drive up there, but I don't think that's feasible. So I'm going to stick to plan. Make sure I know the plan before I say I'm sticking to it. I wonder if that's the better route in the first place. I've never tried that route. So a little bit dodgy going down here. So this is the route we normally go down into the quarry. A little bit dodgy staying on the high ground here and going right across. But it might be that this would be the better route for bringing cargoes into a quarry anyway. Fuel's not too bad still at the moment. The rock that's causing us a problem there. See if I can steer to the... Yeah, there's two big rocks, one right underneath us and then one to the side. See if I can get past them. Without getting caught on the second one. Probably the trailer's caught on stuff as well. Yeah, it is. So what I'm going to do is detach the trailer, pull myself forward a bit, and then see if I can winch it past its obstacle, because sometimes the winch is more powerful than the truck. It's a bit funny how it works sometimes. It's probably enough to go back and get it, but I want to try and get its rear wheels past those big boulders as well. Yep. So now we'll reattach. And that should be okay now. I think that was the safer route. I think if I'd have taken that route in the first place with the last trip with the trailer, I probably could have negotiated that terrain. The rocks are a bit of a problem, but not too bad. Fuel is red. This is a little bit dodgy because that's quite a slope. Again, if I can take the high line, I hopefully miss the worst of that slope. Not too bad. Fleet Star did well on that, getting that out of there. I had my doubts. That was definitely a better route than any of the others that I could have tried, I think. I think that's my preferred route in the future if I have to go in there with large cargo. And I think the delivery location for this, it said warehouse, which is where we have our empty fuel carrier, I believe. Maybe not, because we haven't got a marker for delivery here yet. Handbrake, engine off. Check where we've got to take this thing. Is it says delivered to... Oh! I need to turn around. It's the other warehouse. So this is a warehouse, this one. But we need to deliver it to the warehouse that's down near Drummond Island Gateway. And we don't have enough fuel to do that, because we were getting close to being to running out of fuel here. So I've got to turn it around anyway. I'm going to do that in here. And then I'm going to drop the trailer there, and I'm going to move the Fleet Star, and then the Fleet Star is effectively out of commission until we get fuel for it. So I'll park it in a reasonably out of the way location. Engine off, handbrake on. And I think what I need to do next is the White Western Star has got enough fuel in Drummond Island. There is there a fuel carrier here? So there's a fuel carrier semi-trailer here. That's one of the big ones. I don't know what type of, whether that's a low saddle or a high saddle. That's the only fuel in Drummond though, so I can't just come down to this corner of the map and grab some fuel quickly from Drummond. Okay, so I think I need to leave it here. I'm at the duration of my episode. I've got some editing to do, but I'm basically at the duration of the episode. I will probably do some fuel logistics off camera by going into Island Lake and grabbing some fuel and bringing it back to this map and redistribute, because there's far too much fuel in Island Lake for the tasks I'll have to do there and not enough here, so therefore obviously I need to redistribute. But I'll probably do that off cam and then get the next episode ready to crack on with moving on with contracts and side tasks and getting the maps completed, because I'm really keen to get to Alaska. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.